Hey, Laura. How are you? I guess I need to unmute you guys.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
We've got a couple people here in the office that are going to be attending too, so we're going to wait for them for a minute.
Yeah, perfect. I have to find my headphones anyway. Or maybe not. I'm going to try. I'll be back.
Look, we have Blake here too.
What's going on?
Hey there. What else we got on here? Let's see. And Dana, hello. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Let's see if we could get you guys share my screen.
Sure, you fine.
I'll give another couple of minutes here and then we'll get going.
Thanks for doing this.
Sure. No problem at all. Hello. All right, here we go.
But when I called you, you were sitting in here. Why didn't you just tell me?
I wonder if I should just, I think I should just turn this whole thing here.
How you been?
I'm good. How is everybody there? I'm so happy to see your mask.
Let's see. Let me take it off of here and go through my, yeah, it's going through my,
Hey, Bob.
do you hear you now?
What?
Oh, hey, Laura!
Where are your masks? Hi, Mary.
What about me?
Hi, Bob. Hey, Brian.
CJ's back in the back.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Good.
Blake is on.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Jay, take it away.
All right, let's get into this thing here.
We have disrupted your class enough.
Yes, you have. All right, I'm sharing my desktop. Don't need this. Get rid of that.
He's got one of those funny computers.
All right, so we're going to go into Chrome. We're going to create a new incognito window, please.
Oh, we should go in.
Yes. If you go into incognito window as often as possible, you won't have to be updating, reclosing, clearing your cache and all that stuff in case something gets updated while you've, in the last week or so. See where it says file? If you look up here, where I've got in Chrome. Well, you still should be able to do it once you pull up Chrome.
Just a little different.
Yeah. Okay, new incognito window. That'll pull up a black screen. You'll know the difference because it's in a black screen. Okay, you'll want to type in agent.kw.com. That's agent.kw.com. And that should take you to the login screen. This is how you get into everything command. Slash login if you want. That's exactly. Yeah, see what I got up here at the top, right here.
So now we're working on the dark net, right?
You're working on the dark incognito. Nobody knows what you're doing. I'm suggesting it because every time you come into incognito, you're getting a brand new latest version of command. So if there were versions while you were working on the last hour that came in that might have fixed an issue that you're going to have in 10 minutes, it's best that when you close out, open it back up, open up a new incognito window, you're fresh, you got the latest version. So that's just a suggestion. You don't have to. I've just found that it's made it so much easier when I'm trying to navigate through it. Yeah, it only does cookies between KW while you're on it. Nothing else goes out. There you go. All right, so then go ahead and sign in. Accept cookies down here in the bottom, in the far right-hand corner down the bottom, accept cookies. Then click on your KW icon over here on the left, the red icon, and that'll give you all the labels of all the icons on the right. If you hit it again, it closes back up. It just keeps your icons. So we're going to go to this down here called Designs. There it says Designs. Click on Designs. And that's going to pull up this page. I'm going to shrink down these guys so you can't see there. So this is where all your design templates are going to be. I've created a couple of other advertisements and stuff in here. It will save every design that you've done. It'll save it in here. You can always go back to it, copy it, change it, whatever. We're going to start a new one. So we've already selected this. We've got to My Designs. We're going to click on this plus sign over here, the blue or the teal plus sign. And that's going to create a new one. Next screen that comes up is create design. Are we going to do a social media ad? Are we going to do a print ad? Are we going to do email? What are we going to do? And this class is for marketing your listings.
So what is the design definition?
If you're going to print out flyers, you're going to print out postcards, you're going to hand out, or you're going to create something for social media marketing. Something you're going to post on Facebook, something you're going to, you might want to make a door hanger or something that you'll print out. Strictly marketing today, yes.
And it'll say that all of that design in there.
Yeah, I'll show you, you'll see, yeah. So today, let's say, let's do a print ad, okay? We're going to do print. So it's going to be hard copy when we're done. It's going to give us a PDF. It's also going to give us a JPEG image that we can use for something too. If I select that, I selected print, and I'm going to go to next. It takes us out of command and goes into their workspace. So here's all the choices. These are jumbo postcards that are coming up first under this app here. There's filters that you can filter them. You can do large postcards, standard postcards. Yes. Okay. If you get something that says that you've been that it won't allow you to do it, you've been redirected too many times, check up here in your URL and make sure that there's a little eyeball up there. If you select that eyeball, you need to release it and let it. What it's doing is it's blocking you. Yes. So select that eyeball and allow KW to allow designs to work. Yeah, so it'll be unblocking. So what you're doing is allow cookies. For those of you that are on PC, I'm on a Mac today, so don't deal with that. No problem, no problem. Let's see. I want to make sure that anybody who's also watching here can, if you need to unmute, you can, okay, if you need a question or anything. I probably won't be watching down here on the chat thing. If somebody sees something come up at the bottom, let me know. All right, today we're going to go to listings. It's focused on marketing your listing. So if you select your listing drop down menu over on the left, get listing presentations, for sale, just listed, price updates, neighborhood snaps, open house, just sold. Let's say we're going to do an open house. There's door hangers that are already here. There's standard postcards as well. So if we want to select something in here, let's say I'm going to select this one. You'll notice as soon as you highlight over it, you get this that says use. So we're going to use that template.
Which one are you under, flyers or postcards?
Let me go back. Question was, are we under flyers or postcards? Right now, here's where it defaults to. It defaults to this app. This is where it defaults. If you go over here under listings, we're going to be advertising listings today. So what I did is I went down to open house and selected open house, and there's 12 designs that are already in here. And I selected a standard postcard. Okay. There's designs that are already in here. You can also add any designs that you might have to your library with this plus sign over here. But I'm going to select this see yourself. As soon as you highlight over it, there's little buttons down here. You can download it. You can send it to command. You can use it. Using it pulls it up and it brings up an editor. And it's already here. So, and down here in the bottom, you see pages. There's 2 pages. There's this one, and then this is that was the front of the postcard, and this is the back of the postcard. It's already set up to have the blank space that you need for the postal information. Everything in these areas is all editable. So here's the front of the postcard. Now over here on the left-hand side, this is how you alter that postcard. So over here under images, you can grab company images, which is, these are all stock images that you have. You can go to lifestyle. These are stock images, they're already there. You know, people talking or whatever. If you want to swap out that background, it's basically, if you highlight over this, it says use as background. If you highlight over these little 3 squares, if you hit the plus sign, it's going to use the image and drop it over the top of your image here, and then you can move that image around. If you select the image that's already there, it gives you another choice, and that's replace image. So if I replace the image, you see it drops it into the background. But I had to select the image over here first to do that. It's still drawing it here.
So if I wanted to have a picture of a house that I've got listed,
Yes.
can I do that?
You can do it that way, or I'm going to also show you that you can go to KWLS, click on your address, and it'll give you every photo you already have.
Oh, wow.
And you pick it and just say, yeah, use that image.
Oh,
But I'm showing you how to just use an image, period, at this point. Okay? So now that we've selected this other image, I can go up here and undo. See these arrows at the top here? Undo, or I can redo. If I've done it and I want to do it again, if I have an image and I want to duplicate it, I can do that. There's also a file button. I can lock the page after I've done things so that I can't go and mess things up. I can show a grid over the top, and that'll give me lines across there as well. I can manage the bleed. If I need to have an 1/8 inch bleed on it, or that's the requirement for your printer, you can add an 1/8 inch bleed. Those are some of the advanced features. Under this clock right here, this clock, it gives you the previous things that you've done. If you've done something and then you've added, and no, I don't really like that, you can go back to this clock and use a previous version. And when you use that, it goes back to the way it was before. Every time you do a new version or save or whatever on here, it'll add to this list. And then you'll be able to select those images. Trying to give you an overview of what all these things are. Now, once you have an image in here and you select that image, you can reposition it. You can run filters over it. Like say, if you wanted a filter, you want to take this image and you want to change some of the, you want to make it black and white. You want to, you can do different things. You want to brighten it up so it's got a little more color to it, and then go back to normal. There's also advanced settings that you can adjust each individual color on that. You probably will never do this, but it's available for you. That's under filters right here. Also, you can change the color and you can change the opacity. If you change the opacity, it gives you a slide bar and you can make it transparent where you can see through it. So you can have multiple images and see one over the other. Okay? So now, say I want to select this and I want to change that. If I go to text, it's going to give me, I can add text if I want. I can add a banner. All of these are all choices that I can add to that area. Buy now. All of these are already in there. And as soon as you grab one over, you can change the verbiage inside of it. So it kind of gives you a little icon or a template that you can drag over the top. Once you select it, it drops it over the top.
Yeah, I'm sure you haven't been asked this question. Is any of this pictures of any of this marketing material stuff been set up?
Let me show you. Yes, you can, whatever is listed, and if you can find it on your listing, if you put the address in and it comes up on the MLS or it comes up on a KWLS or MLS, then you can grab that and all your pictures will be there. Yeah. So that's changing text. Once you select something, it's just like a normal text editor. You can change it. It's just like a normal editor. It also gives you all these, you can change your fonts up here at the top. You can change the size of the font. You can, if you put it in typewriter mode, it actually changes your screen. You can just type everything in as opposed to having to worry about what the design looks like. Up here, you can change it to bold. You can do italic, underline, letter case. It's also got the opacity as well. You can change the opacity of it. Type, there's a little icon right here called typewriter. Yeah. So all of these are the functions that you get to be able to change things out. Like here, this says day, time, street number, stuff like that. If you pull a listing, it'll already grab a lot of the information. So we're going to do that next. I just wanted to show you each one of these. Company has their own ownership statement. That's our statement across the bottom, you know, individually operated and owned. You can put your own stuff in. If you got my library, it's already got your information. This is my team information already. I can just grab and drag it over. Another over here is icons. You can grab company stock icons. You can grab stuff from your own library and bring things in. There are stock images. All of these things that you can grab if you want to put a Facebook icon on, or you want to put anything in here. They're all available to you. These are called placeholders. If I want to add a placeholder, I double click it and it gets a placeholder. And you can drag an image and it'll crop that image to the shape of that placeholder. Okay, so if you want to put the little thing here and put your face on there or whatever, you're just adding an image then to that. There's stars, there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's more things than you would ever need.
Putting that on top of the,
Yes. And you can, once you select it, if you want to get rid of it, you just go over here and hit the remove. But once you place things, they give you more ways to edit it over here. If you want to draw something, you can draw lines or shapes or paths or ellipticals or pens. There's shapes that you can add. If you add the shape, you can put something inside that shape and then change the opacity of that shape. So if you wrote text in there and you want to drag it over the top of something, like say I got this shape here, and I want to change the opacity. I want to kind of make it see-through, and I want to change the color. I'm going to do a red. Yeah. I want to put a border around it, just a stroke. See how it made a little red border around that? These are all things that you can do once you have an image. If I want to add text inside that image, let's see. You can click and drag it, and you can reshape it by grabbing corners, over the top of it. I think this time, internet. And anyway, you get the idea. When this thing finishes up, it'll give you the opportunity to change the color. I would change it white or something that would show up a little better. Go ahead and move on. I don't want to wait for it here. Everything that you did, you can always undo. Don't be afraid. You can always undo it. Step back. Just by hitting this undo up here. And it's all gone. There are icons as well. If you've got countries, if you've got Christmas stuff you want to put in, you just want to, these here are actually shapes of neighborhoods. That's what they're supposedly are. So if you were to grab this over the top, but you drag it over a map and say, hey, this is such and such neighborhood. You can add borders, arrows, stuff like that. Logos. This is the library of your own logos. Company logos are also in here. These are the Equal Housing, National Realtors Association, KWDBAs. So if you drop these type of things in, these DBAs, obviously we need to have those in there. If you've put those in there, then it will pre-populate with our Keller Williams Realty consultants. Undo, undo. All right, so on the other side here, I'm going to go to the back side. they wanted to change this image out. As soon as you select the image, it automatically takes you to, what do you want to replace it with? And you go back to your library and you just replace it with your own image. Same thing with agent name. You can always select it, change it. You can rotate it, you can bold it, you can center it. Over here,
Library connected to our personal library.
the one that you, this is coming off of your Keller Williams profile that you have for the Market Center. So it's going to grab that information first until you change it. If you change it to something else, yeah, you can add your own in here if that's not what you wanted, but it'll default to that first. So if you click on it, it'll add it. If you replace it, it'll replace it. So be sure to add the. So on this, if I want to replace it, I click on that, I go over here, and I want to hit the replace image, and then it replaces it. If you just select the image and click on it, it adds it. Okay? Once you have that complete, you can download it. You can share it. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, share the design and image. There's also a URL that's printed down here at the bottom. You can cut and paste that and share it that way as well. You can also share the project to a teammate or something. If you share the project, it gives them another link here so that they can continue finishing out your design. If you started something as a team lead or something, you can hand it off to somebody else. And then when you want to always make sure that you name this up here in this spot, it comes up with a default. You always want to rename that. So that way it creates something that you noticed in your library, as opposed to it being called XO30 underscore whatever. You don't know what that is. So try to do something that's descriptive on that. And when you download it, it'll give you the option of a JPEG. That'll be something you're going to share on your phone. You get PNG, that'll be something you'd upload to Facebook. Same thing with the JPEG. Or you get a PDF. If you go to PDF, that's for print material. If you want to get it printed, they suggest that you go to print. And you can do standard quality or high resolution quality. You can also change your settings if you need to down here. Okay. Any questions from the gallery? Let me show you how to do a listing and drag your listing information in. Let's say I'm going to do a just listed. And we're going to make a Facebook campaign. And I'm going to select one here. Let's take that one. I'm going to hit use. It automatically comes up with this template. You can change everything that's on here. Now, if you notice, I go down here to KWLS. I showed you how to do all of the images, the text, the icons, and things like that as overlays that you can change. But I selected just listed this way. Okay. When we were in that front templates, I went down here to listings, just listed, and I selected this one here and I hit use. Yes, I just selected Facebook. I could do Instagram, I could do door hangers. Door hangers look like this, but it'll put your listing information on that door hanger. You don't see Facebook, Instagram,
Well, are there accounts that do those?
what's that?
So is this command put to Facebook?
If you don't have your command, yeah, connected to Facebook, you won't see the Facebook icon. Yeah. There you go. Brian is talking to his computer and telling it to hook up to Facebook. So it's not Alexis. Yeah, so you're not going to see this icon if you're not connected. Yeah, and in order to do that, back in command, it was up under your profile, go to settings, and then connect Facebook in your settings. When you're back in command, where your name is and your picture up at the far right-hand top, I can't go out right yet. I guess I can trade the other one. Up in this corner, it'll have your name. It's a pull-down menu, and then go to settings and connect Facebook, and then you'll have that. I could do trifolds, I could do bifolds, postcards, standard or oversized. I can do a letter and a flyer. They're already set up. I just got to select it. Okay. So say, let's go back here. You don't have Facebook, so I'm going to do a flyer then. Let's use this one. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Probably am. All right, as I said before, here's your basic generic thing. You can draw, you can change things, you can alter it. But now I'm going to go to KWLS. And there's a listing tab and there's a snapshot tab. So if you want to do a snapshot, you can go in here and you can search by neighborhood name or postal zip code. So if I want to pull up maybe Greenville or something like that, I can type that in and it'll give me the neighborhood information up to date as of the minute that you clicked it, it'll do that. First, I'm going to do listing just so you can see that we can search for a listing. If you hit listing, go inside the search box, it gives you these options: by listing address, by MLS number, KWLS ID, search by listing agent, or even a co-agent. So I'm going to search by listing address. Put in one of my listings here. 810 Clark Street, hit return, and that's the old one. Listed this one twice. Let me do it this way. There it is. So I'm going to select it, and it's going to give me all the pictures that I have. So if I want to swap out this kitchen here, I'll select that, go over here, and use as a background, it grabbed the kitchen of my listing. Okay? If I want to swap it out with something else, I select the image, go over here, replace it. I want to do these images here. I want to select something else. I hit it. I go over here and say, let's replace that with that bathroom shot. Select this one, go down to my listing. Say I want to do an outside shot, swap that out. So here I'm building a flyer out of the pictures that are in my own listing. Okay? It's pulling it from the MLS. Yes, that is what is on the MLS. See, it's pulled up the address. It's giving me the MLS number. And here's listing details right here. So here's all of the information about that. Built in 1929, 2,550 square foot on 0.61 acres, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. Everything about that listing, and even the description, if I were to click on this and I want to swap out the description, it grabs my description that I had on the MLS. Okay? That's when I went back here to the MLS. Let me go back. and then you type in the address of the listing, do a search and click it, it brings up everything about that listing. Okay?
Just make sure I, not the, pulls it up from our KWLS, or
Correct.
not in the.
Correct.
So KWLS is a
Right.
But you manually.
Right. They should be identical except for KWLS doesn't allow you to put as many pictures in, but it's pretty much the same information.
Except on my stuff.
Except on yours, it's probably different. Yeah. So, any questions?
No.
Everybody is so quiet.
Just because you're good at this.
Laura? I can't hear. There you go.
Now can you hear me?
Yes.
So yes, I have a question. Those details, when you went to the detail sheet, can you replace those things like you did the photos, or like bedrooms and bathrooms and square footage?
Yeah, so whatever you want to add to it, you select on your, like here, contact me for details, or
Mhm.
say you put, or here's a price. And then over here, let's go to my price, and I do this swap out button right here,
Cool. Okay.
then it gives that. See how it came up?
Yeah,
I
that's
would take
cool.
out the USD, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything that you have listed in your MLS is available for you. You don't have to redo it. It's already there. So all you're doing is clicking and adding, and you can have this done in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's huge.
Also,
Yeah.
the DBA down here. Once you select that DBA, you can go over and you can go to your logos, company logos, grab your DBA. Well, I shouldn't have done it that way. Hold on. You want to select your DBA, and you want to go over and I want to do that one, I guess. So what that does is, see, it brings it over here, and I take it down, I can move it.
And resize it and all that.
I
That's great.
click this one and take it out, and then you
Mhm.
okay,
Thank you.
all right. Anybody else? Blake, Dana?
Laura just answered my question too, as far as switching out the other information. So
Okay, all right.
thank you.
Huh?
I'm good as well. Yeah.
I
Perfect.
do. So Jay, like in the description of the property, I can't read that on my screen, but
Down here at the bottom, there's a little plus sign, makes it bigger.
oh, looky there for us old folks. That's awesome.
If I select this, here's my address, back to my KWLS. The address is this here, swap it out, and it goes to it. You can
And then-
change your font and everything you want there.
Perfect. Okay. But you can go ahead and type or adjust. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking about down here where it says clean lines, open spaces, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
You can make changes there.
Yes, as soon as if you double click on it, see how the
Uh-huh.
icon is inside of it? I can change anything.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Once you've clicked inside something like this, you can move it, you can turn it, twist it, whatever you want.
Okay.
Click in it, it allows you to edit what is inside of it.
Okay.
Okay, just like a normal
Yes.
editor. If you want to bold it, you want to italicize it, you want to center it,
Whatever.
change the font.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you want to swap out a picture, again, you select the picture, go back to images, my library, swap out the picture. See how quickly that all happens? So you guys need to have fun because it's all there. It's really there. Okay. And remember, always go up here and change your name before you, this is just listed 0.05 FL. That means nothing to me. I would retype that 9810 Clark Street Flyer or whatever, and then download it. You download it in this PDF, PNG, PDF. You can share it or click done. When you click done, it puts it into, I have unsaved changes. Yeah, don't save it. That goes into, see how it dropped both of these, or all these that I worked on today, into my design templates. You get these little buttons that are right here. You can rename it, make a copy of it, or delete it. So if you've already done one last week, but you have a new listing and you like how you did it, you go up here and you go make a copy and then connect it to another listing. You don't have to do that information again. No, it's all going to be there for you. The other thing that I wanted to show you real quick. Pull it back up again. I mentioned something about the neighborhood. Okay, if I go to KWLS, up here there's a snapshot. There's a snapshot. I'm going to look for let's say a postal code, and I'm going to 47124, which is Greenville. Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, which is Greenville. Hit return, and it searches, and it actually grabs. I want to drag this over here. You'll see it. Pull it in. It gave me the actual map of Greenville. It gave me the total number of active listings, total pendings, 43 days on the market, average square price is 97 and $97 a square foot, and that's the average price of a home. So, I mean, the price of the,
You can add that to your flyer.
yes, see?
Yeah.
So say if I blow this up, you can see it. Door hangers, that type of stuff too. But see, it took off the MLS the average listing price, total active, total pendings, how many days on the market, and your square footage, and it gave you a little map of Greenville. Okay? So right now, it's not coming up average sold price here. Listing price, sold price. I guess there's nothing that has sold. I guess in the time frame it was listed on. I don't know what the time frame was.
Can you change that time frame?
What's that?
Can you change the time frame when you're looking for that information, or?
Oh, yeah. If, I don't know, if kind of neighborhood somewhere too. Crystal Springs. Come on, Crystal Springs. Jefferson. Can't spell Jeffersonville. I'm at an angle here. Oh, yes, it is. Come on. Well, I just had it. Okay, well, I had it about 20 minutes ago, but they made a liar out of me. No results. By neighborhood name. There it is. So here's Crystal Springs, and it pulls up the information for Crystal Springs. Total actives 3, total pending none, 35 days on the market, average square foot 113. So you can pull up neighborhoods and it gives you the shape of the neighborhood. If I did just Jefferson, well, that's Ohio, never mind. Jeffersonville, downtown Jeffersonville. You can look at each one of these. So you can see it's highlighted downtown Jeffersonville. It's giving you the average square price. Okay? So if you want to give somebody information on your flyer, whatever, you can do that. Select it, delete it if you want. Be sure to delete the placeholder. And there you go. Are we good?
So before you leave here today, I'll
Yep.
let you go some little stuff, maybe for the business.
Okay.
I have a team.
Uh-huh.
So when I share a contact with Blake and give him editing authority,
Mhm.
whatever I put in notes or tasks, he can't see. And whatever he puts in it, I can't see.
Because he owns it. That's why, yeah.
Is that what the problem is?
Yeah,
So I show the owner as the team
yeah.
when I put them in,
Mhm.
and then I share it with him. And I can't see what he does, he can't see what I do.
Okay, I'll talk to you after, right after class. Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Is that a crazy thing?
All right, the question was about teams, and how does he share this information? If he was working on something, how does he give information to Blake to also be able to do the same thing? So, yeah,
I have the same problem with my team.
right, right. Well, remember here, I showed you go up here to share, and you share the project. You can share the project if it's something in this design thing. You share the project. Okay?
Yeah.
And you just send them this link down here in the bottom.
And allow them to,
Yeah. They now have that same project in their My Templates. And they can work on it. Then they got to share it back because now they've changed it. Yours is different from theirs.
you gotta send it back and forth.
Yeah, you got to send it back and forth. Yeah. Now that-
Well, no, so on a contact, when I click share, then I pick a team, then I pick the team member, which is Blake. Then down the bottom, it says, you turn on giving the editing rights now. So I turn it on, share it with him. He can see it, but he can't see the notes that I've made or the tests that I've set up. And then when he puts them in, I can't see them either.
The question is all on contacts, which is a different class, but we'll deal with that as soon as we're done here. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Any other questions on design? Well, if I'm recording this. So. All right. Any other questions on design? Or did we learn something?
Yes, Jay, this was great. Thank you
Good.
very much.
Good, good. All right. Well, we'll see you the next time. And hopefully this has been a value for you. If you have any questions, just tag me. Just let me know. I can walk you through this stuff pretty quickly.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
Get it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we can get your doctor's out, you know.
It's on the schedule, we know it's being taught right now.
That's what I thought this was.